Pedro Martinez into the windup, and his first pitch of this inning is in there for a strike on Jermaine Dye. Now, Tim Hudson had any hair, he would have been standing on end. After the half inning he just worked his way through, facing Manny Ramirez with the bases loaded. And he got one of the great and tough hitters in baseball to chop out to second and end that threat. Little pop up into right. Nixon charging in. Had to test that strained calf a little bit, but makes the catch for out number one.
Did we expect anything less out of these two guys tonight? I don't think so.
That's a fair ball, raked inside first and down the line. Nixon sliding to stop it, but he bobbled it. Singleton pulls up into second. He'll be content with a double. And he was thinking triple. He winds up with 2 bases, a double with 1 out. So here's Mark Ellis, and a base hit will tie this one up against Pedro Martinez. He's 0 for 1 tonight with a fly to center.
We were just talking about, David, about Pedro throwing those fastballs inside to those left-handers on that first pitch to try to set up that changeup later on in the AB. Singleton never let him get there. Fastball in, down the right field line.
Martinez from the set gets a long look at Singleton. And that one is wide. Coming into tonight, Ellis with just 2 at-bats in his career on Pedro, that he was 2 for 2, 0 for 1 this evening. Born in Rapid City, South Dakota, and a very underrated second baseman. He led all Major League second basemen in total chances and putouts.
Well, like I said, I was talking to Ron Washington today, and he said he puts in more work at second base trying to be better each day. And it has paid off, and it definitely paid off last inning when he stopped the ball in the hole.
Well, the A's right now trying to make sure that that great effort by Hudson to shut down Manny Ramirez with the bases loaded, that pays off.
You can be assured that Pedro, regardless of where we are in the lineup, he's not going to give in to anybody with a runner in scoring position. He's going to try to make his pitches regardless of who's standing at the plate.
Now, this is his first 3-ball count of the night. The first man he has walked tonight. The Reds swept them in the World Series that year, so Oakland 0 for 5 in their last 5 playoff series. Here's Durazo. Runners at first and second, 1 down. And that one almost hit him on the elbow.
Well, this is a huge AB for Durazo and the Oakland A's, because I can guarantee you Pedro feels in his gut that he can get a ground ball double play right here. We've seen him time and time again try to start these left-handers inside, then go back away with a changeup to try to get him to roll over. Singleton never let him get there, but this pitch inside to Durazo is not even hittable.
Martinez has missed with 5 consecutive pitches. The 1-0. Durazo let that one go.
And this is why Durazo's hit the second in the lineup. Talk to the A's and say this guy has an outstanding eye. He makes the pitchers pitch to him. He's their leader in on-base percentage and in walks. But this is the part of the lineup that, if you're the Oakland A's, these are the guys you want coming up right now. Durazo, Chavez, and Tejada.
Durazo with a .374 on-base percentage. He walked 100 times during the season. That missed again, and it's ball 3.
But this is what the game is about. Last inning, Hudson has to face Garciaparra and Manny Ramirez with runners in scoring position. Now it's Pedro's turn. He's got the middle of this A's order. They've got to do something right here.
Singleton and Ellis on board with 1 away. Durazo with excellent power, taking all the way, and it's 3-1. Well, A's general manager Billy Beane looked like he had robbed another team of a key player as the menace of Moneyball finally landed Durazo, a guy that they've been after for a long time. He had a 14 deal last December, and Rubio came out blazing. 24 RBIs in his first 27 games, but then he cooled off quickly. He drove in just 43 over the next 4 months. Looking for a big RBI here, and he knocks that one toward the alley. Nixon on the move, can't get it. It's up against the fence. Singleton is in. Ellis rounding third. He's going to score. 2 runs home. Oakland leads it 2-1. The A's now lead Pedro Martinez and the Red Sox 2-1. That one jacked long but foul. Chavez, who hit 29 home runs during the season. And so now Grady Little and the Red Sox looking up at Oakland for the first time.
And if you look at this inning, this is not just about the Oakland A's taking the lead. It goes back to what we were talking about in the beginning. Pedro is having to throw a lot of pitches.
Hit the other way, slicing. Ramirez is going to make the catch. Durazo retreats back to second. 2 down. Hit sharply, though, by Chavez, and some pretty good hacks in this inning by the Oakland A's.
Well, what they've done this inning is they haven't swung at the balls. They've made him come to them, and if he decided not to come to him, well, they were taking the walk. Ellis took a big walk. Durazo didn't swing at the pitches out of the strike zone, and made Pedro come to him, got a pitch he could handle, and hit a double.
Coming into this inning, Pedro thrown 26 pitches. We just saw that graphic. He's almost doubled that in this inning alone.
Here's Tejada looking at strike one. Miguel 0 for 1. He's tapped back to the mound. And looking at the playoff failures of the Oakland A's of the last 3 years, one thing that really stands out, they have not gone to the World Series despite excellent pitching staffs and terrific ball clubs. Tejada and Chavez, in the heart of their lineup, just have not gotten it done. Just 2 home runs combined in 125 playoff at-bats for those two.
And this offense goes as Chavez and Tejada goes.
You're right.
Big time. You saw it the second half of the season. Both those guys got hot, and the whole team took off.
The 1-1 pitch, fouled off to the right, out of play. And Tejada, of course, at the beginning of the year, killed his chance to repeat as American League MVP with a miserable slump starting the season, and he hit just .216 through June 5th, but he turned it up to about .314 over the last 104 games while driving in 73 runs, and that was Miguel Tejada. That's a high 2-2.
Well, starting the season, he was dealing with the contract status. He was dealing with potentially, becoming a free agent. He wanted to outdo what he did last year. And anytime you do that, there's a tendency to put extra pressure on yourself.
You're in trouble.
2 down, a runner at second, 2 runs in for the A's. Oh, he took himself a hack. Just got a piece of it.
And he's upset about it, too. He knew he got a fastball that he could handle, and he just missed it. Here's a 2-2 fastball. Pedro wants it inside and actually leaves it a little bit over the middle of the plate. And Tejada wishes he had that one back.
Tejada originally signed as a 17-year-old by Juan Marichal, the Dominican dandy. Tejada makes his home in Santo Domingo, like Pedro Martinez. And Miguel says that he plans to lean on his neighbor for some advice about Tejada's big free agent decision this winter. Tejada's already spoken to Pedro about it when they were in Boston recently. He says they're going to meet again over the winter. Up the middle on a base hit. A single, and here comes Durazo rounding third. He's going to score. And now Tejada slips. He's in a rundown. Hung up between first and second. Millar runs at him. Now Garcia-Parra. And they finally tag him out. But he does pick up an RBI. That's 3 runs on the board for the Oakland A's. And they take the lead. They knock Pedro Martinez around. 3-1. Oakland.